All right, Breaking Hyman podcast. I have the co-founders of Lockjaw Comedy. All right, cool. You can introduce yourselves.
Go ahead, bud.
I am Diego Mendez, one of the co-founders, obviously, with my good buddy here.
Yes, my name is Noah Obando, the founder of Lockjaw Improv, Lockjaw Comedy Improv. But yeah, it's something me and Diego started up about 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was a kind of a twinkling in our eye at that point, more so than anything.
Yeah. So how did Lockjaw start? Like, what were the early projects y'all were doing?
So like definitely I did it in college. Like I did just comedy in college and improv, and it was like something that I was like super interested in. And so I came back home like kind of during a break in college and got Diego and a couple like two other friends to just like start rehearsing in the garage. Then figure out kind of where we're gonna go from there. But due to like school and then just like theater itself in like Lubbock was just like dying at a certain point. And so,
that would have been COVID times.
Yeah. And so it was just like there wasn't really much to do or anything to do. So it was just us rehearsing in a garage, never really getting an audience.
Well, that's cool. So and you guys are the two left of that original. Okay, awesome. So was last night at JMB the first official like public performance of Lockjaw Comedy?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It definitely was. And it was kind of like a surreal moment. Me and Data were chatting about it after like the show finished, and we were just like, man, it was just so surreal to actually like see like the shirts and the audience and like all of us up there actually doing some sort of comedy, which is really fun.
Was fucking awesome to be part of it. Oh, by the way, we swear on this podcast. I mean, you don't have to. It's not compulsory, but if you want to say, fuck or
sometimes
shit or whatever.
you gotta flavor it up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Just nothing that would get us demonetized. No slurs, or I don't know if Roy is very monetized, but it's all on his channel.
Obviously.
But it was great to. So what? How did y'all go from? How recently did you graduate, Noah?
I graduated in May. So
shit! So you're a recent Baylor, right? I assume
recent Baylor graduate. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So you graduated and then you came back to Lubbock and you're like, well, let's get this thing going.
Yeah.
Basically,
that's pretty much what it was. Like, I got back and I was like, Diego, like, I mean, I'm done.
Yeah.
We don't really have much to do. I was like, do you want to start it up again? And
I know it was as simple as that. He really just asked me like, hey, you want to do improv? Like, I know we had kind of done it on one of my breaks before, and then he just was like, he posed the question to me. He's like, hey, you want to do it? And I was like, yeah. And he basically set everything up. He set up like the rehearsal, not the rehearsal, but the tryouts. And of course, everything like that. So, and then I just kind of came along for the ride,
So and I mean, it's great because y'all both bring things to the, whatever party. Because it is kind of a party atmosphere. I mean, last night was so much fun. I mean, the response, because I've been doing stand up for about 2.5 years, and we do not have people that stoked about stand up. They're usually like, why is this asshole talking while I'm trying to talk to my friends? It's like we're like forcing it on people. Last night, everybody was like, and it helped that there was like the reading beforehand, but even like selling tickets and stuff. I had a stand up tell me, he's like, audiences that are paying are always a little bit more invested.
Definitely.
Okay. So, just going back a little bit, so you have a degree in theater.
Yes.
So were you? I guess you were in a lot of productions in college at Baylor.
Yeah,
Tell
definitely.
me about that
I did
a little bit.
A couple productions at Baylor. You could probably check them out. They have them somewhere on their on their like archives on their website and stuff. Right. But I did a bunch of productions there. But when I was at Baylor, we had like this troupe called G Troupe, Guerrilla Troupe, and it was kind of like our own like Baylor improv troupe. And so we did a bunch of shows there for like the city of Waco. So it wasn't just at Baylor, but like in the city of Waco. But like when it came to my senior year, like we didn't really do it as much, and we kind of just like all graduated and went our separate ways.
So it sort of fell off.
Yeah.
But now you're back in the thick of it, and so is it different working with? Because I mean, you were all theater students, presumably.
Yeah.
Is it different working with people that have different backgrounds? Because I mean, I have no theater, any acting experience whatsoever.
Yeah, no, it's definitely different. Like just like basing it off of like Diego and the two others that we used to have in the troupe. like to somebody who like me, who obviously like went to school for this and kind of understands it a lot. It was cool to see that somebody like who doesn't spend so much time in this world was able to pit that up so fast. Like especially Diego, like last night, like I know he's never been in that sort of environment, but like just seeing him on stage and like pitching it up as fast as he did, it was like, well, you know, like even though like I went to school and spent money on this, like Diego did it without even having to spend.
So what you're saying is your degree is bullshit.
Sometimes I sit there and I'm like, I went 4 years and paid $5,000 for classes.
And I'm just naturally gifted.
Hey, you know, some people just have it, man. No, so your first, like, I guess that was your first public performance. How did you feel about it? How was your perception of how it went?
Yeah, it went great. Honestly, I've never been like too opposed to public speaking or anything like that. It's never bothered me too much. Obviously, there's like a little bit of jitters just doing something for the first time.
Right.
But we had prepped a lot. We've done rehearsals and we've ran through our shows and we kind of knew our set list and we knew who we were going to be working with and get the energy beforehand. And then, you know, actually executing on it, we had a pretty good idea of how we were going to do that. So
yeah, it was great. And there were some surprises in there. Like I inadvertently pulled in Ben as the host, and he did great. Yeah, and it's and what I love too about the troupe is there are people like I think everybody, with the exception of maybe me and you, even your little brother has some theater experience. I've got none whatsoever. You know, but it's fun, because I mean Ben and Miranda, I mean they're coming from like theater backgrounds. I think even teaching a little bit too. So it's cool having people that know the stuff and like you and them and stuff and can kind of like, okay, this is how we do it. But there's not any pretension to it. It's like, all right, cool. Thanks for teaching me that. You know, it's whereas stand-ups, we can be dicks. We can definitely be dicks for no reason.
To be honest, the people with degrees too, like sometimes I've worked with people and I'm just like, wow, you guys are such assholes. Yeah. How much you like are so pretentious about how much you know.
Well, and you know, we're in Lubbock. You kind of can't do that.
Because like we're all here.
Yeah. But it's crazy how I even found out about the group, about Lockjaw in and of itself, because I like tried out for another improv group last year, didn't make it, and it was kind of a thing where they were trying to get people to buy classes and stuff, which is fine. That's cool. Yeah, teach. You paid good money to learn this stuff. But I was at a thing at Tech, and these people were sitting next to me, and I think he had been. The husband had been in a production of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest that you were also in.
I was also in that.
And I need to figure out those people's names. I can't remember. But it was like Jack or something. He was like an older guy. But they told me, I told them I was doing stand-up and stuff. And they're like, oh, do you ever do improv? And it was like literally 2 nights later, y'all had the auditions. And I emailed, I forget, was it you or one of y'all?
Yeah,
and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm in on this. So it's great. It's been sort of fortuitous how it's all kind of come together.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But tell us more about the Hollingsworth, because I know you were. I wasn't aware it even existed until like literally a month ago.
Honestly, like it was the same. It was the same for me because I had just gotten back from like Baylor and like just graduating and everything, and I wanted to get involved like back into theater, especially here. And like when I got back, like it was kind of on the rise again, but not so much.
Right.
And so like I was kind of just looking everywhere, and I was on Facebook like just one random day. And Heather had like posted about like, oh, we're doing these auditions. And I was like, to be honest, I don't know who the hell Hollingsworth Cultural Center is. But I was like a new group. And so like, I remember I went in audition, and it was like, I remember just chatting with her a little bit after it. And Heather was just like, yeah, like I'm brand new here. Like I'm buying the space. She's like, I really just want to try putting like a bunch of things in this area. And I was like, oh, that's honestly pretty cool. And so like after the show, like that's when I was like, Diego, I think I know exactly who we can come in contact.
That's
especially if like she's just trying to put whatever sort of art form into this theater. But yeah, it was like completely like brand new to me, especially when I did Cuckoo's Nest. I was like, never like I had been in that building when it was like LCT.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And so I was like, this is crazy that it's like a whole new rendition of just a different company.
Yeah, that's great. And I mean, LCT was there for years. So I mean, and Lubbock it seems like even before COVID, there was a lot of art and cool stuff happening. Like I would go to like First Fridays and stuff, and then COVID happened, but now we're kind of coming back. Like now that, I don't know if everything's normal, but it's as normal as it's going to get. Yeah. So it's cool to be part of something like that, because J&B was super stoked last night. We had that awesome But so we have a couple shows coming up in the future. So I guess the first one with the entire troupe is going to be this Friday.
Yeah,
right?
This coming Friday, the 22nd.
So, yeah, and we will. It's a ticketed event. It's so how many seats is in the Hollingsworth? I don't even
Honestly,
know.
I have to like pull up the phone account. It's not like many, but it's like a good enough where like it's a great audience. It's obviously more than what we had at JMB.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun. I think the fact that like me and Dieter were talking about the fact that we got J&B last night.
Yeah.
It's like it allowed us to like have this like following now because
so
many people have like hit us up already and like followed us on Instagram and stuff.
So great.
Which you should follow us on Instagram.
Yes, yeah. Lockjaw Comedy Improv.
Yep.
Instagram, Facebook, Hollingsworth Cultural Center as well.
Yeah.
Find out about because there's cool stuff happening out of there. So is Heather the owner and operator and everything?
Yeah, she owns it and she operates pretty much usually all the day-to-day stuff and kind of like what goes on into like the next.
So does she own the whole shopping center there?
No, I don't think it's the whole shopping center. I think it's just that
area.
It looks like 3 buildings sometimes when you walk in.
I know
there,
all the ramps and stuff.
Though there's a lot of cool stuff. My friend Spencer's opening up a record store there at the end of this month. That's kind of I think on the corner, and then there's like, hey, if you like AA, if you're if you're into sobriety, you could go to meetings. I think there's a church in the corner. It's an interesting little shopping center there, and then it's just down the road from where J&B and Capital Pizza and all that stuff is. So it's sort of. That's not officially Tech Terrace. Tech Terrace, I think, is at 34th, but it's still
feels
adjacent.
Like a hotbed of creativity.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
All the not far from campus, but so what are you wanting to see happen with this long term? More shows, more.
Yeah, no, definitely. Me and Diego have discussed like we want to do as much shows as we can. We're right now trying, like we've been talking with Morgan too, like we want to go to bars and we want to start doing a bunch of things like at bars, especially like for the older audiences because we know we do get some kids, some teenagers, and so it's not.
Hell, we got one. We got one in the troupe.
We got one in the troupe. So it's kind of like hard to do the other side of comedy that sometimes people like to see.
Yeah, exactly. You know, where we can get a little blue.
We did it a little carried away sometimes, and even the teenager in our group don't even know. But he's saying some crazy stuff sometimes.
And it's funny because also with an audience too, you don't know what those people are going to say either. Among the group, it's like okay, we can all stay clean during rehearsal or whatever. But then when you have some guy, it's like, hey, I don't know,
you're a perv.
Exactly. Yeah, that guy. So that was very light. He's like, yeah, a good cop, pervert cop. It's like, well,
the best part about that too is like that.
How insistent
that
he
is
was.
a person I know as well, who is like the father of my brother's girlfriend. So
that's
it's like
funny.
The stepfather. So it's like
that's really funny.
So it's like we want more people like that, especially like coming out to our shows.
So what you were telling me a little bit last night, like so what prompted you to even want to get into this? Is it just being friends with Noah and like, hey, that looks cool?
Definitely a lot of it was being friends with Noah because like obviously we were friends all throughout his college experience. Right. And we would talk and he would say, hey, like this is like a new thing for me. Basically when he first started doing improv, he was talking about how exciting it was for him and how it changed the way that he performed and the way that he interacted with people in it. And it also lends itself to like real life experiences because the more you can think on your feet, the better you're going to be just interacting with normal people.
Do improv. You can be a great car salesman.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's funny how many people, like in my job, my everyday job, like advising students, I'm talking to people. That's like constantly what I'm doing. So it feels natural, and it's like, hey, I've got an audience. These people can't say anything while I'm up here. But I love the aspect of working off of other people. So were you doing improv in high school too? Was there an improv group in high school?
No, honestly, it's kind of crazy. Like I had never touched improv at all in high school. Like it was literally just like straight plays and musicals that I had ever done.
As opposed to gay plays.
Yeah, as opposed to gay plays. So like it was just all those kinds of things that I was doing. And then I remember like just getting to college and people were like, oh, like, we have this here, you should try out. And I was just like, I don't know, it was just one of those events where you're just like, fuck it. I guess I'll do it.
Yeah. So did you choose Baylor because of their theater program?
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story because, like, honestly, I was not even like Baylor was like last on my list
Oh,
for
really?
like college.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really funny. But it was just like something like honestly like divine intervention.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even have enough money to pay for it. And then like some teachers came up to me and some professors and were like, here's like 3 more scholarships.
Nice.
And so I was like, I guess this is where I'm supposed to be. If like if professors are coming up to me and are like,
yeah, no kidding, because it's a private university, it ain't cheap.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like as much as I appreciate those scholarships, god damn it, that did not help in any way.
Yeah. Dude, I have my degree from LCU. I'm gonna have student loans forever. They're just gonna forgive them. I mean, I know the current president isn't, or the new one, but at some point somebody's gonna forgive them.
Somebody will forgive my
Yeah,
loans.
exactly. Or
or you'll die.
Or
Those are the
World
two
War
options.
III. I mean, there's a lot of options where we don't have to pay our student loans.
Definitely.
There's
Totally
but
fair.
so what was it like living in Waco? Because I know you were there when it was kind of getting. I mean, the Gaines people that like they brought a lot of stuff to Waco. What was it like living there? Because I don't have a perception of Waco other than driving through it.
I mean, it's nice, but like part of me is like when I think back on it, it's like when I'm in the Baylor area, in the Baylor campus, I'm like, wow, this is a really pretty like place to be.
Oh yeah, Tech campus is the prettiest part of Lubbock.
And then like I don't know, like I would drift off into like actual Waco, like into the actual neighborhoods, and I'm like, I don't really know how I feel about this place. It's kind of crazy because like I know that a lot of people are like, "Oh, Lubbock sucks."
Lubbock kicks Waco's ass.
But then,
any day
like
of
I
the
think
week.
about it, I'm like, I'd rather be in Lubbock than live the rest of my life in Waco.
Well, the only thing Waco has is proximity to like other cities, like San Antonio and Dallas.
I won't lie,
and
that
Austin.
was amazing. Like I remember I took like a road trip to Austin just randomly because I was like, it's an hour and a half.
Had to go to 6th Street, huh?
Yeah.
Damn
like,
alcoholic.
Go to ACL or whatever.
I was just like, it was honestly really close to everything, like every major like metropolitan city.
It is. It's that is the one thing about Waco. It's proximity to everywhere except for Lubbock.
I know. Like when he was graduating, I had a work trip to Dallas, and like just overnight, I could just drive to Waco and hang out, and
not bad.
Go to a couple bars
Good
and
stuff.
drive back and make it to work tomorrow. The next morning,
Go to the check stop and get some kolaches.
Oh my god, that place was so good.
I love. That's the last time I was there. I was like, that's not even Waco. That's West Texas. But so y'all are both from here. Did you ever leave Diego?
No, I haven't. So I was born in California.
Oh, okay. So
pretty
you got
interesting.
here.
Yeah,
How old were you when you got here?
I was about 3. So
okay.
I really don't remember California, but I would obviously go and visit. I still have a lot of family over there, so I would go and visit a lot,
cool.
especially during like my youth. Like I'm not.
Yes.
But
you're not an old man now.
But a lot more during like when I was in between like 8 and 14, I would go a lot.
Oh, okay.
So I still feel very strong ties with like California and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
we got a few comics. Like there's like 3 or 4 of them that are from California that end up, because a lot of people from California end up in Texas, probably because they don't want to fall in the ocean. But so what about you? Are you from here?
I'm actually from Amarillo.
Oh, okay.
Same age as Diego. I moved here when I was 3.
Oh, okay.
And so like I just consider Lubbock my hometown.
Yeah.
I don't really remember much from Amarillo, and I hate Amarillo. In itself.
Yeah. See, I'm an Amarillo apologist. I lived up there for about 5 years, and they have a cool. There's the Amarillo Little Theater. Are you familiar with that?
Yes,
they're great, and they actually
awesome.
had 2 spaces. One for like the family friendly, because I worked with kids up there, and we took the kids to see a production of James and the Giant Peach at one space, and then they had this Amarillo Little Theater adventure space, and we saw Equus, and I saw a dude's dick on stage. So he was fully. Have you seen that play before?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it was shadowy, so you could, but I'm like, that guy's naked. Oh my god.
That's funny.
He committed too. I was like, holy crap. Yeah. So they would put on very more adult plays. I'm guessing the Hollingsworth isn't going to do that anytime soon. There's not going to be nudity or anything.
I don't know. I mean, they do. I think they have like an upcoming drag show, which is something
nice.
that you guys
I didn't
definitely
see that.
Oh,
should
wow.
go and
Okay.
see, which
Cool.
is like,
Thank God they don't have funding from the city of Lubbock.
Yeah, they do have a drag show, and it's crazy because we were like talking about it with Hollingsworth, and we're like, you honestly, like, if you guys want an opening act, I was like, Lockjaw would.
Comedy and drag go well
Yeah.
together. I've done some stand up with drag queens, and they're the ones that are over the top. They like, you're like, oh man, they're gonna make us look like
horrible.
pansies. Yeah, because the hair and the makeup. I'm not friends with, but acquaintances with a few drag performers here in town. I guess I've got one friend that's a drag performer, but yeah, they're great. Like over at Luxor, and they've done shows like at Savage and stuff. It's Savage Tavern. It's fun. Yeah. I really admire the costume work.
It's
and
such an art. Like the way
that
they put everything together is such an art.
Yeah, so you could shave and you could be a drag.
Honestly,
I think both of y'all could. You smooth.
I got the baby face.
Wait, look, check out my ID because.
Oh, okay. Are you?
I'm clean shaven in it. What do you think?
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
how hot am I?
Yeah. I could see it.
Maybe I'll stop by later and I'll show you. Maybe not be able to see it there. From there,
yeah,
but
probably
I'll stop by
not.
and show you the.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's you could. Yeah. I think
when
so.
I was 18, I think so.
Did you ever try that TikTok filter where it like makes you a girl? And it's like, see, I still have the neck beard. It like got my face smooth, but I still had like all this down here. It's like, nah, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. I look like a bearded lady. So I'm just curious with the acting. Like, who are you? I mean, everybody has their gifts in the group.
Yeah.
We were talking the other night. JoJo is insanely physical.
Oh,
his stuff.
Insanely, yeah.
That was he did it a little bit last night, but in our last rehearsal, I thought it was like, oh, he's gonna hurt himself. This is great. So what else? What else are you wanting to see and hoping to see out of this? Are you wanting to do longer form? What do they call that? Long form?
Yeah. This is long form.
Is that something you could see doing?
I mean, definitely. There's a couple of games that like I have in mind, and I've talked to Diego about like where it is like this long form of improv, which is something that I want to work to with the troupe.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But definitely, like I just want to see the troupe play in so many places.
Yeah.
See us out everywhere. Obviously, we all have the dream that we want to make money off of this, and so if we do, if we do get to that point, we start making some more money off of this. Like I do think,
and it's I just love the collaborative part of it because with the other like stand up comedy, I keep coming back to that because that's where my background is from, but. It's every man for themselves or person, person for themselves, but it's heavily male dominated. Which, by the way, we currently it's pretty male dominated.
Yeah.
But hey, so are you gonna how are auditions gonna work? I know like if because I've had several people like
have come up
reach out and like, hey, I'm interested in this or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, not to put you on the spot or anything, but people are gonna come in and out. Obviously, people get busy and can't perform every time. I have no life, so you can count on me being at every show. But what are you thinking about adding more people? And
I mean,
different
we
things
definitely it gets harder. It gets really hard when it's like a huge troupe,
right? Yeah.
So we're trying to keep it like me and Dieter are trying to keep it like to a nice sustainable size.
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
Me and Dieter have talked about it. We do want more women in our troupe.
Yes,
for certain. Like that is something
we got to meet the
quota.
Equality. Yeah, the equality quota.
Exactly.
What is it? DEI.
Yeah, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yeah.
Like we really want that, and like it did kind of suck when we did have our auditions that it was mostly male because I was really looking for like that 50-50 split.
Yeah.
But I am glad we did get a female in our troupe. We do have some females who are interested in becoming part of it.
Yeah. Ladies.
We might have a new member. We might
All
have
right,
a new
cool.
member.
I think a big thing about like auditions and stuff though is depending on how full our schedule is, of course we would want to have more people. So we don't have like blackout dates and stuff. Like people aren't able to attend events and stuff. So the more busy our schedule gets, the more likely we will need more people in the troupe.
All right, cool.
So like right now we're kind of thinking maybe like yearly, maybe a yearly audition.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But we still got to work out the kinks because I think it's just like you just said, like if we do start getting more shows and more venues and more stuff like that, like it takes a lot on people and we all have lives outside of this thing. So.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I do not.
Most of us have lives.
I do not. Yeah. I seriously, I'm like, I've gotten back on the dating apps and I'm like, man, I'm like busy every night this week. When are you free, lady? But I mean, that's just part of, I mean, I just love doing stuff and being active and stuff. But, and I'm guessing that's part of like, you were probably pretty busy when you were a college student, always like doing productions. Were y'all building sets or did y'all have like a people that were in charge of that?
It's really funny because I like to joke about it when I was in school. Like Baylor did this thing where you had to get like your elements done.
Okay.
And you had to like do like your scenic, your lighting, and then your like costuming. And then like once you like got those classes out of the way, then you did like crew time.
Okay.
Which was like you would go in like in the late afternoon and you would help build or like make whatever they needed for like the main stages. Right. So in my head, I always thought it was like free labor. Yeah. Unless you like were like a word study student. Yeah. And then you were actually getting like paid to actually be there. But I was like, I think Baylor's just trying to like rope us out of some some free labor. Yeah.
It's funny. I did a show a few weeks ago with this. It was a stand-up named Michael Pasvar. Shout out. He's based in Dallas, but he has his. He's got a background in theater, and he was telling me he went to what's the college in Snyder's, like Texas Western or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So he did his first 2 years there, and he's like, we were having to build sets, and it really sucked. But then he transferred to OU, and he's like, we had people do that for us. I didn't have to do anything. I had so much more free time. So but. Of all the productions you did while you were in college, what was your favorite?
I think my favorite I did my sophomore year. I did Treasure Island.
Oh,
which
nice.
is like the adaptation of the book.
Okay, who'd you play?
I played Lucky Mickey.
Okay,
so it was like
one of the pirates.
Yeah, one of the.
That
pirates.
Sounds like a pirate.
Yeah, it's one of the pirates who like. He does like mutiny against like the captain and everything.
Okay.
But it was just really fun because like we all had like these Cockney accents and there was like I was like, a seagull just shot on my head. And so it was just stuff like that. And it was so fun. And there was like tons of stage combat in that.
Right.
And that's something like I'm super interested in is like stage combat.
That would be fun to learn. That would be very fun to learn. So I'll ask you, Diego. So you're getting into this, obviously. You wouldn't get into improv if you weren't a fan of comedy. Do you have any like favorite sketch comedy groups or comedy films, stand up, anything like that that's kind of influential over?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. My favorite comic of all time is Norm Macdonald.
Oh, hell yes.
Far.
Hell yes.
There's definitely a few others, like of course Chappelle is always on everybody's list.
Yes,
Yeah, Chappelle, Norm Macdonald. Those are some of my all-time faves.
Are you a fan of sketch as well? Like SNL or
SNL was great. Of course, I liked it when Norm Macdonald was on.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean,
he got fired.
That would have been before you were born too. Yeah, but I mean, internet exists. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was when I was in high school. That was whenever me and some of my friends would tape episodes of SNL and just like watch Celebrity Jeopardy or whatever.
Yeah, like mid-90s. That's when
that was the best. Yeah. What about you, Noah? Do you have any favorites?
Yeah, I mean, recently I've got so into Shane Gillis, which I think
Tires. Tires is amazing.
Tires was such an amazing like little sketch show.
Yeah.
But yeah, things like that. There's this group called Game Changers. They used to be called.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, they're called Game Changers, but they used to be called Game Changers, but now they're called Made Some Noise.
I don't know that
and
either.
It's literally just like the most randomest improv like bits you've seen ever, and it's like they make it into like a game show.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like they are hilarious. They play off each other so well.
That sounds like something I would enjoy. There's so much good comedy on the internet, like the Gillian Keeves stuff, but even going back like the Lonely Island was internet before, and even further back, like I'm a big fan of like Whitest Kids You Know, and more mid-90s stuff like Mr. Show. That's David Cross is one of my favorite stand-ups, but this is again stuff way before y'all were born.
I was a big fan of Loiter Squad when they were around.
Loiter Squad was that was Adult Swim, right?
Yeah, that was Tyler the Creator and his group.
Right.
Yeah, like they were hilarious.
Eric Andre currently.
Yeah. I love Eric Andre.
He's been around since like the mid 2000s.
Yeah. He's got a very interesting backstory too. I think he was on Mark Maron's podcast, and apparently, he's got a very interesting origin story. But he was really funny in that one episode or season of Righteous Gemstones. Did you see that one?
I think
Eric Andre. I think he was in the third season because I think the fourth season just aired. I don't know, but So any other like influences, even like serious acting? I mean, what do you like as far as
recently? Like I've been so obsessed, and it's crazy. It's like a fixation for some reason, and it kind of scares me. But Peter Dinklage,
is great.
Literally amazing. Like people like that is like somebody who like I aspire to be like when it comes to like acting. Like that man is like just so clever. And
he's transcended his stature as well,
which is like crazy. And like I saw like an interview of him on Hot Ones, which I think was like crazy.
I think I saw part of that one.
He was like talking about like. One of the things he like looks for in like any kind of like form of like performance and like just theater is like dialogue.
Yeah.
Because like dialogue is just so important to me. And it cracks me up because like I've always thought about it like when it comes to comedy, like the reason people think comedy is so hilarious is because the people on stage or the people in the movies, like that is the real world to them. That is serious.
Yeah.
And so when they're like speaking about some dumb joke and you think that's the dumbest thing to them, that is the most important thing to them. And I think that's kind of what makes like Lockjaw, especially our performance last night, just so funny, was that like we took everything so seriously on that stage.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, this is the dumbest shit we've ever seen in our life.
Yeah, I was Batman for a moment. No one believed me. Oh, God.
I wanted to arrest him. Commissioner Gordon told me to come out here.
Oh, God, that was, that was fun. And after, like, I'm not used to the silliness. The silliness is a new thing to me. And I got off stage and it was either you or JoJo. I was like, oh, that was so damn silly. And I'm like, what? That was great. And I'm like, okay. All right. Well, I felt very silly. But then at the end, when we closed with Dating Game, I'm like, okay, I'm going to lean into I'm going to do a girl voice. I'm going to, that was so much fun. But what was your favorite last night of the ones you performed on, Diego?
I really liked Party Quirks. I liked embodying the German. That was fun.
Yeah, that was great. That was a lot of fun.
It took a second to kind of get into that character because I was like, how do I even do this? And then the obvious thing is W's into V's.
Accents, I'm Werner.
I'm from the vest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. What about you, Noah?
I mean, Dating Game is always such a fan favorite.
Yeah.
But I think one of my favorite games, and I thought like JoJo and Aiden played it so well, was Noir.
Yeah.
Noir is literally like
they were made for that game.
It's so fun because it's like that's where like the seriousness comes in. Like Aiden is being so serious, JoJo is being so serious. But you're like, we're talking about powdered donuts here. And you think this is the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life.
That was fantastic. And my speaking of that, after the show was over, I was talking to my friend Rafa. I think you met. The dude in the long hair cowboy hat. He's like we call him, he's like the Wish.com Antonio Banderas. I will admit, he hates that, but he's like, I was drinking like a cowboy well before Desperado. But he was like, oh, the little guy was so funny. So, he really, really liked Aiden.
Aiden was great.
Yeah, and he's just the high-pitched voice. I mean, everybody's like, is he just little or is he a child?
Yeah.
Which, it could be either.
Well, it's just so funny to see like nothing but a band of like adults. And,
exactly.
Everybody like over the age of at least 22 just standing out there.
I need to find out. I'm pretty sure I don't know how old JoJo is. I might be the oldest person in the troupe, I think. But we're right. Me and him are probably close to the same age, but I can't tell. It's so funny
because then you just see this little 15-year-old walk out with us, and he's like this powerhouse, and you're like,
exactly.
He's so great. He's so great.
Secret weapon. Is he doing theater in school? And
stuff? He performs at Lubbock High. He does a bunch of stuff with them, great. And he tries to do his like community theater service sometimes. Yeah. But that man is, I swear that man, he's 15, but acts like he's a 55-year-old man.
I love that type of person where their just vibe is very old soul.
Yeah, he is an old soul. Like this man enjoys like trinkets. Like this man asked for like a writing quill for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, dude,
can I get a quill and an inkwell so I can write?
He literally has one in his room on his desk, and I'm like, like we have pins and we have like Apple pins now. You don't need to use quill and ink.
You could type a letter, sir.
Man loves typewriters, and I'm like, dude,
hilarious.
You are born in the wrong era.
Yeah,
like,
no, it definitely seems that way. Oh man. So we have some other future shows. We got the one in December. Is it December 18th?
Yeah, December 18th.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday night. Mark so but I mean, people will be. Busy Christmas shopping, take a break. Yeah. Come see some improv comedy.
A little mid-week surprise for you and the fam.
that'll be fun.
You mark it as a gift for somebody.
Yeah. But I mean, gift. I wouldn't be mad at some tickets for a improv comedy show.
Yeah. And they're fairly cheap, $10. And we got like $5 discounts for students and seniors.
Boom, there you go. So
improv made him a great crawl salesman.
Yeah. We'll share the links on everything.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to think of anything else to cover because we've only gone for a little over 30 minutes. But we've. Is there anything else you guys want to plug or talk about?
Yeah, we could just chat the shit. But,
we could just shoot the shit here. So okay.
What about you? Do you have any shows or anything coming up?
Oh yeah. I host a stand-up comedy open mic every Thursday at Bar PM. If you want to sign up, if anybody, and I'm sure that I'll probably sucker one of the members of the troupe to doing stand up at some point.
I've thought about it. So.
You should, man. You should. It's something I literally thought about for years beforehand before I did it, because I was aware of I have my own comedy group in town called West Texas Comedy Collective. We have done some shows outside of Bar PM. We've done like Plainview and we did one at the Red Zone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the bar that's in the Red Roof Inn. Yeah, we have, but I started that. But there's another comedy group in town. I will not name them because I'm beefing with the, head of that.
The
she
internal
sucks.
beef.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we have a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of any shows. Yeah, that's the only one I have slated. I mean, we're trying to get some more stuff going, both with improv and with stand up, because I've talked to Steve, the booker bartender at Bar PM, and he's cool with having comedy as long as we wrap up before, because there usually is music Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights there. But yeah, that's what I got going on. And I just say weird shit in public sometimes too. So if you just see me somewhere, I might say something weird. Yeah, so I'm a big movie guy, and I'm guessing you are, as by extension, or you as well.
I love
what
movies.
What are you watching now? TV shows, movies? What are you digging? Did y'all watch The Penguin?
Dude, I have not. My brother has been watching it.
It's all right.
He says it's pretty good. I heard the first season ended pretty well.
Yeah.
And they're thinking they're already making a second season, so I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody that needs a holdover, just watch The Sopranos, because it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got.
Yeah, he's just Tony. He's basically it's like, hey, the continuing adventures of Tony Soprano with the what's his name, Colin Farrell. He doesn't even look like Colin Farrell.
Not at all. Zero.
Yeah.
I seeing the bad stage footage of him getting into all that makeup.
I need to see that, because I haven't watched the transformation, because I don't see him under that makeup. It doesn't.
No, you can't even tell.
Yeah, because I mean, when I saw the trailer for the Batman that came out a few years ago, I was like, is that Alfred Molina?
Yeah,
because it kind of looks more his the way he talks and everything. But
it was just weird to see him like that. I know. I was like, there's no way that's Colin Farrell.
Yeah, but is there anything either of y'all are currently watching?
I'm waiting for Peacemaker season 2. So dude,
that was the best TV. I rewatched that a few weeks ago. Did you watch it?
No, I have not.
Oh
sadly.
man, John Cena. Okay. So you've seen John Cena and other things
obviously.
He's. I am really torn whether him or David Bautista are the best former
WWE
wrestling actor, because I
know it's tough.
Previous to that, I mean, David Bautista doing serious roles. John Cena, he hasn't gone full on. We don't, but I mean, I could see David Bautista winning an Oscar or something at some point. Knock at the Cabin wasn't a great movie. Did either of y'all watch that?
Yeah.
It was the last Shyamalan movie, the one before Trap, and he was really good in it. I mean, the movie was kind of goofy, just like every Shyamalan movie. He's so good. But yeah, Peacemaker season 2. God, that was so good.
I know.
That was so good.
I can't wait for that.
I just love the intro. I will never not watch the intro of that and sing along with the song. But
I know.
Did you watch Suicide Squad now?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's just more of the same. I'm also looking forward to the what was the animated one that has.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I forget what it's called.
That one looks pretty good. I've seen clips on TikTok and stuff, and I'm like, I mean, it piques a little bit of interest. So
and I mean, James Gunn is involved.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of James Gunn. I love Slither and
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I know he wrote those. I keep forgetting that he wrote those.
I know, it's crazy to think about.
Which, I mean, I was a grown-ass man when those movies came out, so I'm like, I have no interest in Buffy the Vampire Slayer playing Sarah or whatever. I just, it wasn't for me. But now that I know because Dan Harmon wrote Monster House.
Yeah.
It's crazy that that's one thing the improv is more silly, maybe a little bit more family friendly. I'm like, I could do this too, because my mom has never seen me do stand up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's going to be coming to the show on the 22nd. She's bringing some other family members. So, y'all both had family there last night, right?
Yeah, we did.
What was their perception? How did they like the performance?
Yeah, I think. Well, my family was like, yeah, you guys have some really funny people, and they were talking about some of their favorite parts of the show and what their favorite scenes were and what actually made them laugh and stuff.
Right.
And it's kind of nice to get that feedback as well, because then we kind of all know. I can share that and be like, hey, this is what like the average person thought was funny, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, these are what people that aren't in this world. What about you? What does your family and friends think?
I was like, my parents were like completely thrilled by it. Like, especially something that I've been talking to them about it.
Well,
for,
and
like,
plus your little brother's involved too.
I've been talking about it for years. So like, obviously their hearts warmed because it's like, oh, my two little boys, you know, up there performing. Nice. But it was really nice to hear their feedback and like how they enjoyed all the games. Obviously, it's my family, so they did freaking critiques that might hurt other people's heart. But I'm like, you know, whatever, just grow on it.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I think they talked about it all night at dinner. So like they loved it so much. Nice. And it's really funny because like my girlfriend was there too, and she was like loving it. But it's funny because my girlfriend has like a PR brain because she's going for school for PR. Okay. So like the whole time she was sitting there, she's like, how can I like, you know, publicly relation these people so well. And I'm like, can you just watch the show? No, I'm kidding.
I mean, no, seriously. I mean, if she could open some doors,
well, and it's crazy because like I've already sat there and talked with her, and I'm like, you come in, take some photos of us, like, give us some like promos that we can do, and she's like completely down with it. So I think it's just like I know I said divine intervention, but like it just works out so well because like at the point where we are with this troupe, and like with the people we know, there's like so many possibilities. To be honest, me and Dieter would not have thought like a year from now we'd be sitting here having a podcast about this.
And I mean, there's not to speak of, not really much improv comedy happening in Lubbock right now. I mean, I think I saw something on the local subreddit. Like there was a group a few months ago that did a show. I forget what they were called, but I was like, I might go to that, and I didn't go.
Yeah, but it was something that like I was like, I think it just worked out timing perfectly because I was like, I want to make one, and like to be honest, like it makes me sound like an asshole, but I was just like tired of waiting around for other people. No,
that's not
to do shit.
That is not that. There's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, having a little bit of ambition, there's nothing wrong with that.
So it was just nice to like actually like me and Dieter start this up. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, the people come in and out. You know, you can just keep talking.
Like it was just crazy to see like nobody was doing anything, and then I started this, and now it's like we're the only troupe in town right now.
Yeah, so. And I love that, and I love trying to being involved with stand up, and stand up has been happening in Lubbock for 8 or 10 years. It's kind of, there was a little bit of a lull during COVID, and then it's kind of come back. We had a great spring of 24. The fall was and a lot of our shows, and I think it's going to prove similar with Lockjaw. A lot of the college students are the ones who come out and stuff. And so having that built-in audience, and I mean, there aren't any college students that are currently members of Lockjaw, are there?
No.
Everybody's either pre-college or post-college. So but I think having that built-in audience of, and especially doing shows that are close to campus, and having that. And I mean, not all, but most of the stand-up shows of RPM's right across the street from campus. Cafe J has shows right across the street from campus. So getting people excited and stuff, and I especially like improv because the audience gets to not necessarily participate, but
they're like a big part of
they are. And I mean, they get to set the direction and stuff. Because I saw, I mean, this is like my first experience with improv comedy. Just even the knowledge of it is watching episodes of the British version of Whose Line Is It Anyway on Comedy Central back in the 90s. I was seriously shout out Comedy Central in the 90s. One of my friends gave me this Mystery Science Theater shirt, but I mean, that was all I watched when I was a kid. I was like watching old episodes of like Whose Line and Kids in the Hall and MST3K and SNL and later Mad TV. But having that, being able to do this thing I saw when I was a little kid is so cool.
It's like crazy,
Yeah, but do you have? Sorry, go ahead. I kind of step on people.
It's just like really, it's really cool. It's really fun, and like that's definitely something like me and Dieter wanted. Like we want to get those college kids. We want to get that college audience because that is like a lot of where the fun is. And like I get like improv is not for everybody. So like some people
but I mean,
don't really enjoy it as much, but like it's really, really fun. And like we have the idea of like getting on Broadway and being at those bars on Broadway. And,
that'd be great.
And
that'd
like,
be cool.
As much as like alcohol and comedy just go so well together.
They really do. Drunk people love laughing. They love laughing and they love fighting.
And they love their naughty little suggestions. And I think that's what sometimes sells everything that we do.
It's like I could see us doing a show like at Bar PM and they're like, good cop, queef cop or something,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing the direction that this takes and stuff. Because I mean, do you have any ideas of? Because I know like on Whose Line, and I even watched like a improv group in Orlando one time when I was there, bringing in audience members and like not necessarily having them play a character, but having them like be a prop or something. Like, if you have any ideas for games like that would incorporate that? That
is definitely something I'm like thinking about. Like, there is some games that I have where we just bring an audience member to just stand there. Yeah. And like we do everything around them. Yeah. It is something that I thoroughly want to do. It's just I got to build trust with this audience.
Right. Yeah. And also, the troupe too, having us play off each other, because the games we're doing now I'm loving. Like they're so much fun, and we've even done some in rehearsal that have been a little bit more complicated and have I'm really enjoying learning all this stuff.
Yeah, I've been thinking of bringing audience members up to just play Beastie Rap with one of us.
Oh yeah, no, that would be because that's like one of the most simple.
Yeah, it's just a super simple rhyming game with us, and I think it'd be fun. Just somebody who's a brave soul in the audience, knowing damn well one of I could do that.
Yeah. And and I mean, and they likely are. I mean, I host events at Alamo Draft House, and I've been doing that since like 2015. And when sometimes. Like I've done Phantom of the Opera a few times, and we will always have a bunch of theater nerds in there. Wow, those kids are yelling. Yeah. Luckily, they're not in front of the microphones. I probably won't even show it here. But we always have a couple of theater people in the audience, and we have a contest before the movie, so we have like props and stuff. And someone will come and like they'll sing a cappella. Yeah, come up on stage and sing. Something I don't know, freaking Phantom of the Opera, a song from and sometimes they are amazing.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy.
Yeah, pulling people out of the audience that are always like, oh wow, they're a badass. That's great. But are there? I know there are a few people in the troupe that do music. Yeah, have you thought about incorporating any? Because I play guitar.
Yeah, I know we're definitely
we should do something. Yeah, producer.
There you go. Boom.
We've thought about it for sure, and I talked about it a lot last night with my family too. Yeah. And like everybody's seen Whose Line. Like I want to bring Ho Down into our show, and like Irish drinking song. Yes. And like my brother plays piano, Ben does musical improvisation. So like I think once like our troupe is like we get this like really nice chemistry, we throw in the musical aspect in there.
Yeah.
Because right now it's just Beastie Rap.
Yeah. The Beastie Rap is so much fun. Someone gave us, what was the word last time? It's Rod.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean the first, obviously I thought Rod, and then I forget what you did.
I said Sod.
Yeah, Sod. And then there's not that many.
I think there's Bod. I was thinking about it after because I was very disappointed in myself.
It was Odd, Todd.
Oh, Todd, yeah.
Well, it's always so funny because we play those games and we're like, oh, we could do those words. And then we finish and we only did like 2 words in. Yeah. And then we were like talking about it later and we're like, we could have used all these words.
Yeah, and I was thinking Gorilla Grodd.
Oh, yeah. That's something is that a person?
That's a Flash
villain.
Oh, okay. See, I'm more of a Marvel guy.
Yeah, me too. But I
love Flash. Yeah.
Was that the Flash TV show?
Yeah.
Or from the movie?
It's from both, honestly.
Okay. He was originally in the comics, too.
I didn't watch the Ezra Miller Flash movie.
I watched that one. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Really, the only DC stuff I like is either the Christopher Nolan or Zack Snyder. Or not Zack Snyder, fuck Zack Snyder. Christopher Nolan or James Gunn.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Zack Snyder has done, I like 300. Dawn of the Dead's cool. The Watchmen movie, But...
I feel like that's a lot of people's opinion is like,
I'm not unique in that. My takes aren't hot. My takes are like lukewarm. But okay, so I think we're closing in on about 50 minutes. So if you want to share, just so we can wrap it up, share the info and how people can find Lockjaw and
definitely. Just find us at Facebook or Instagram at Lockjaw Comedy Improv. From there, we have like links. where you can see pretty much everything from like ticket prices to where the ticket is, the show dates, and everything like that. Please just spread it out as much as you can.
Yes.
Also follow Hollingsworth Hall Cultural Center. They are our home base, so we support them as much as they support us.
Hell yes.
So always make sure to follow them as well if you're going to follow us. But yeah, just be on the lookout. We post about pretty much every event that we're doing. So just follow us to stay updated with all that. Diego, anything else?
Oh yeah, on top of that, well, we just did the JMB show yesterday, and that was a free show. We're in contacts with JMB right now to potentially run maybe monthly or bi-monthly shows.
Yes.
So we'll have free shows every so often, periodically. So definitely so follow for that as well, because you never know, you might just go out and see a free show, and get some coffee.
Definitely. Awesome. And remember the 22nd, next Friday, this coming Friday is our first like actual live theater show.
And can they buy tickets at the door?
Yeah, I believe we're starting to do like a rush ticket thing. So like once you get there and we still have open seats, it's just going to be $5 regardless of what your age is or who you are. But we do have rush tickets at like about 10 or 5 minutes before we actually start the show.
Great.
So yeah, just come by even if you don't want to buy them online, because I know people don't like putting their cards online and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely just follow us, stay updated with everything we got going on. And we all post about it on our own personal accounts too.
All the time.
So just follow any one of us.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all coming on, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we all do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So hey, Breaking Hyman podcast. Awesome. Thanks, Noah.
Thank
Diego.
Thank you,
we're the Hyman Breakers.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Thank you, Morton.